the All England Club. The grass is immaculate. The air is thick with the weight of history. And a 21-year-old from Quezon City is about to face the biggest challenge of her career. Just days ago, Alexandra Eala did the unthinkable. She beat Iga Swiatek, the defending champion, the six-time Grand Slam winner, on center court. She became the first player from the Philippines to reach the second week of a Grand Slam. She made the world fall in love with her. But the victory wasn't the only thing that left fans speechless. It was what came after. In the tunnels beneath center court, a legend was waiting. A woman who knows exactly what it takes to conquer the biggest stage in tennis. A woman who has won 7 Grand Slam singles titles. A woman who, just weeks earlier, had shared the court with Eala as her doubles partner at the Bad Homburg Open. Venus Williams. She had called Eala her best partner after their run together. She had congratulated her for making history after the Swiatek win. She had told her to just enjoy yourself before her US Open debut. But now, as Eala prepared for the biggest match of her life, Venus had something different to say. Something that would send shockwaves through the tennis world. You've done the impossible. But the hardest part isn't winning. It's staying there. It's handling the expectations. It's carrying the weight of a nation. That's the real challenge. And if you're not ready for it, it will break you. The tennis world was stunned. Venus Williams, the icon who had inspired Eala from childhood, was issuing a powerful warning. Not about technique, not about tactics, about something far more important. The weight of greatness. This is the story of that moment. This is the story of how Venus Williams warned Alex Eala ahead of her biggest challenge. This is the story of what it truly means to be a champion. Let's begin. The moment came during a quiet conversation in the players' lounge. Venus Williams had been watching Eala's journey with growing fascination. She had seen the Filipina sensation rise from outside the top 100 to the brink of the elite. She had seen the crowds, the noise, the phenomenon that had become known as the Eala effect. She had seen the 8,000 fans packed into the Philsports Arena in Manila to watch Eala's matches. And she had seen something else. Something that only a champion who had walked the same path could identify. You've done the impossible, Venus reportedly told Eala. But the hardest part isn't winning. It's staying there. It's handling the expectations. It's carrying the weight of a nation. That's the real challenge. And if you're not ready for it, it will break you. The words hung in the air like a thunderclap. Eala had been hearing praise from everyone, Billie Jean King, Maria Sharapova, even Roger Federer. But Venus was offering something different. She was offering a warning, a reality check, a reminder that the path to greatness is not just about victories. Venus knew what she was talking about. She had been in Eala's position. She had been the young prodigy. She had carried the hopes of millions. She had faced the pressure of being compared to her sister, the greatest player of all time. She had learned the hard way that winning was only half the battle. You've beaten Swiatek, Venus reportedly said. You've made history. But now, everyone expects you to do it again. Every match, every tournament, every year. That's the burden of greatness. Are you ready for that? The question was simple, but the weight behind it was staggering. Eala had spent her entire life chasing this moment. But had she prepared for what came after? To understand why Venus's warning carried so much weight, you have to understand the journey that brought Eala to this moment. She was just 4 years old when she first picked up a tennis racket. She was 12 when she left her family in Quezon City to train at the Rafa Nadal Academy in Spain. She was 17 when she won the US Open girls singles title. She was 20 when she made history at the Miami Open, defeating 3 Grand Slam champions in succession. And now, at 21, she had become the first Filipino to reach the second week of a Grand Slam. She had beaten the defending champion on center court. She had earned the respect of legends like Billie Jean King and Maria Sharapova. But the journey wasn't just about the victories. It was about the struggles, the doubts, the moments when she questioned whether she belonged. For someone who grew up in the Philippines, Eala had said after her Wimbledon run, "I went to train with my brother and my grandfather every day after school with my ruffled socks, my light-up shoes and chubby cheeks." To her, this is everything. Those words had captured the hearts of millions. They had reminded the world that behind the rankings, behind the headlines, behind the hype, there is a young woman who is still processing the magnitude of what she has achieved. But Venus was warning her that the journey was far from over, that the struggles would only get harder, that the weight of a nation would only get heavier. You've inspired a generation, Venus reportedly said. But inspiration comes with responsibility. Every young girl in the Philippines is watching you now. Every young boy who dreams of greatness is looking up to you. That's a gift, but it's also a burden. Are you ready to carry it? Venus's warning was not just about tennis. It was about what Eala represents, about the phenomenon that has become known as the Eala effect. Eala has become the biggest draw in women's tennis. Former pros have declared her bigger than Coco Gauff and Aryna Sabalenka. She has driven a 48% jump in ticket sales at the Dubai Duty-Free Tennis Championships. She has sold out arenas across 6 tournaments this year. But more importantly, she has unified a nation. A country of 112 million people that has never had a tennis star. A country that is now obsessed with a sport it never cared about before. A country that has found a new hero to rally behind. The Filipinos, we have such strong sense of community, Eala has said. And I feel like when one of us does well, or succeeds, we all have that shared sense of pride. That shared sense of pride is what makes Eala special. It's what makes her more than just a tennis player. She is a symbol of hope, a symbol of what is possible when you refuse to give up. But Venus knew that the weight of a nation can be crushing. She had experienced it herself. She had felt the pressure of being compared to her sister, of carrying the hopes of millions, of being the face of a sport. You're not just playing for yourself anymore, Venus reportedly said. You're playing for every Filipino who has ever dreamed of greatness. That's a beautiful thing, but it's also terrifying. Because when you lose, you're not just letting yourself down. You're letting down an entire nation. Are you ready for that? Venus's warning was not just about the weight of expectation. It was about the lessons she had learned over 25 years in the sport. She had learned that winning is only half the battle. That staying on top is harder than getting there. That the pressure only increases with every victory. I've been where you are, Venus reportedly said. I've been the young prodigy. I've been the one everyone expected to win. And I've learned that the hardest part isn't the matches. It's the moments in between. The sleepless nights. The doubts. The fear of failure. But I've also learned that you can't let it consume you. You have to find joy in the journey. You have to remember why you started playing in the first place. Venus had told Eala something similar before her US Open debut. Just enjoy yourself, she had said. When you're having fun, things are easy. When you're not, it's not as much fun. You have to put the fun first. Now, she was building on that advice. She was telling Eala that the joy of the game is what will carry her through the toughest moments. You've beaten Swiatek, Venus reportedly said. You've made history. But if you lose sight of why you started playing, none of it will matter. The pressure will crush you. The expectations will drown you. The weight of a nation will break you. But if you remember the joy of the ruffled socks, the light-up shoes, the chubby cheeks, you'll be unstoppable. The warning from Venus Williams was not the end of Alexandra Eala's story. It was just the beginning of a new chapter. Eala's Wimbledon run may have come to an end, but her journey is far from over. She walks away with a career-best ranking of number 28 and a 12-4 record on grass that includes wins over world number 2 Elena Rybakina, world number 8 Alina Svitolina, and defending Wimbledon champion Iga Swiatek. She has improved her career record against top 10 opponents to 7-4. But more importantly, she walks away with the respect of the greatest champions in tennis history. Billie Jean King called her such an inspiration. Maria Sharapova called her a star. Roger Federer watched from the royal box. And Venus Williams, the legend who had shared the court with her, had given her a powerful warning that would stay with her forever. The hardest part isn't winning, Venus had said. It's staying there. Eala is no longer just a promising prospect. She is a star. A player who commands the respect of the sport's greatest champions. A player who has proven that she belongs among the best in the world. But the journey is far from over. The weight of a nation is now on her shoulders. The expectations will only grow. The challenges will only get harder. Because I am emotional doesn't mean I am satisfied, Eala had said. She wasn't satisfied. She wanted more. And now, she had the wisdom of a legend to guide her. The tennis world is watching. The fans are divided. The debate is raging. But one thing is certain. Alexandra Eala has arrived. And she is just getting started. Eala K and PE line at knee high etc. And that, my friends, is how a 21-year-old from Quezon City walked on a center court, stunned the defending champion, and then walked into the presence of a legend. Venus Williams, the 7-time Grand Slam champion, the icon who had inspired her from childhood. And she issued a powerful warning. The hardest part isn't winning. It's staying there. It's handling the expectations. It's carrying the weight of a nation. That's the real challenge. The tennis world was stunned. The fans were moved. But one thing is certain. Alexandra Eala has arrived. And she is just getting started. This is the rise of a phenomenon. This is the passing of the torch. And trust me, this is only the beginning.